Live on YouTube and Google+, it's Pageant Live. This is the place for glamour and style. Get great pageant tips you won't find anywhere else. Find out what you need to know before your next pageant. Post your questions and comments for our panel during the show. Learn great ideas about all aspects of pageantry. Here we go. Pageant Live starts right now.
Hello and welcome to Pageant Live. I'm Rachel Reynolds and I am your first national Miss Heartshine. And I'm so excited to be your host for tonight's show. Our guests will be discussing online pageantry. Before we meet our guests this evening, I'd like to begin by introducing Pageant Live's owner and producer, Pamela Prevet.
I'd like to welcome everyone tonight, and I'm so glad that you can make it. I'm so glad. Hello to our viewers. I want to let everybody know that tonight we're having a special on online pageantry, and you were going to hear that these queens are, they have competed. They have competed in different ways than being up on stage. They have done essays. They've had to talk about the different things they've done in their community. Many a times they have not been able to compete on stage due to having someone that has cancer, having cancer themselves, financially not able to afford it. Husband is deployed, has children. So do we have a right to take away from them being title holders? They are passionate about competing, and they're compassionate about giving back to their community. So currently they are backstage. They are waiting to compete, and what I will do is I will turn it over to our host. I want to say hello. So good to see you, Rachel. You are a shining star. I see you all over the internet. You're doing great things. And I want to thank once again Stephanie, of course, for co-hosting. But once again, it's back to our queens, and I want to thank everyone for being here.
And also, I'd like to welcome my co-host, Stephanie McGrane, International Super Miss.
Thank you, Rachel. I'm so excited to be here tonight, hosting with you, and so excited to be with all of the beautiful ladies tonight. And I want to thank all of the viewers for checking out Pageant Live's website. In the last 3 months, we've gotten over 58,000 views, so that's incredible. So thanks for checking us out. Also, when you're there, please stop by and visit Ask the Crown. We have a lot of great questions posted with responses. Also, we invite you to post your responses and opinions as well. If you have a pageant-related question, please send it to askthecrown@gmail.com.
We also have a pageant showcase page highlighting some fabulous pageant systems. Directors, if you are interested in advertising your pageant system for free on our page, please email show@pageantlive.com.
And we also want to thank Pageant Live sponsor, Royal Bliss Boutique. And I have to tell you, they have an incredible selection of pageant gowns, prom gowns, accessories, swimwear. The earrings I have on tonight are from Royal Bliss. So when you visit pageantlive.com, be sure to click on their link of Royal Bliss Boutique so you can see all of the incredible items they have for you.
We'd also like to thank Skull Sugar Cosmetics. Skull Sugar offers a complete line of natural, cruelty-free, hypoallergenic makeup free of talc and other fillers. Click on the link on the Pageant Live website to view the amazing products. Also, you can enter Pageant20 in the promo code for 20% off your order. I know Pam and Stephanie are wearing the cosmetics tonight, right?
Gosh, we sure are. I love these cosmetics. I love that there are no fillers. The makeup is incredible. It's so luxurious. It slides on so smoothly. I love the colors. Pam, what about you?
I agree with you. I agree with you. It's wonderful. And you know what? So is Royal Bliss. I want to thank you to our sponsors. They're great. Go ahead.
Also, if you have a question for any of our guests this evening, you can tweet it to @PageantLive, post it on our Facebook page, or post it to Pageant Live's YouTube page.
And now we'd like to have each of our guests this evening introduce themselves. So, Ashley, let's start with you.
Hello, how are you guys doing tonight? My name is Ashley Crossman. I was in an online pageant called Miss Elite. I was Miss Elite Florida first, and then I was Miss Elite USA in 2012.
Well, we're so glad to have you with us tonight, Ashley. Thank you. And let's move on to Cindi.
Good evening. I'm Cindi Luther. I am Elite Beauty USA 2012. I have been in multiple pageants. This is my first online, but I've done mostly step out on stage pageants. So this is exciting and glad to be here tonight. Thank you.
Well, welcome, Cindi. And Denise, let's move on to you.
Hi, I'm Denise Williams, and I am currently an Elite Beauty USA national title holder. I've been doing online pageants since 2001, and I've won national and international pageant titles since that time.
Well, wonderful. Glad to have you with us. And Heather?
Hi, I'm Heather Clark. I am the current Mrs. Spirit of Global United, which is an online part of the Miss Global United system. I've been doing online pageants as well as stage pageants for many years, and I also own and run the Accomplished American program, which is an online program.
Welcome, Heather. And Janice, let's move to you. Oh, and Janice, I think you might be muted.
Happens to me every time. Okay, I'm Janice Celeste, and I entered a pageant that was online called Pageant Gal United States. I ran and got the title of Pageant Gal New Jersey, Miss Pageant Gal New Jersey, and then I won for the United States. So I'm very happy to represent them. I also have 2 online pageants, one for dogs called Diva Dog Pageants, and we have Sapphire Sweetheart USA as well.
Oh, that is wonderful. So glad you could join us tonight, Janice.
Thank you.
And let's move on to Kristina.
Hi, I'm Kristina Rowe, and the editor, and this is my dog Jake.
Wants to be in the dog pageant.
Now to speak up. So I'm the editor of the Queen's Circle magazine. This is one of the projects that I've started. And I've also been a title holder in several pageants in United America, US United, and while we're talking of online pageants, I'm a lifetime queen in the Ms. Classic Beauty pageant, which is an online pageant. So happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
So glad to have you. And Stacy, let's move on to you.
Hi everybody, I am Stacy Sharrow Simpson. I have done many online pageants as well as live pageants, but currently I am the classic Miss Spirit of Global United. Really excited to be able to represent the title, I actually did an online pageant because I got hit by a truck a year and a half ago riding my bicycle, and so I couldn't compete, and this was a great way for me to be able to give back to the community and be able to do the things I love to do and get my feet wet again in pageants. So I'm really excited to be here, so thank you.
Oh, so glad you could join us. And I'm glad all of you beautiful ladies can join us. So let's get started by discussing, tell us some of the similarities and differences. Now I know some of you have competed both in traditional live pageants and of course have experience with online pageants. But tell us some of the similarities and differences between the both. So I'll open it up to anyone who wants to answer.
Well, the similarities is that we still go out within our community to do community service. I've never stopped that. Doing pageants or not, I continue to go out into my community, and I will without my crown, with my crown. It makes it better when you have a crown. People tend to, cling to you and listen to you better. But I don't think that as far as online on stage, that right there, I think that breaks the barrier, because it's the same. We do the same thing whether we're doing it online or whether we're doing it on stage. We need our community service, and they need us to do the community service. That would be my similarity.
The competition is still fierce, even if it's online or you're on stage. I found that you don't know how it's going to go. Just because you submit a picture and an essay, you don't know.
I think the thing that I love about it is that we become a sisterhood.
But the other contestants are writing about.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Janice. You faded out. Go ahead and say that again, please.
No, I was saying that basically the similarities are that the competition is still fierce. You don't know what the other contestants are writing about. You can only see their picture online. So just like an online, an actual on-stage pageant, the competition is still pretty tough. You don't know how the turnout will be just because you submit your picture. So you still have those nerves.
Absolutely. I agree with you, Janice. And Cindi, I like what you said about, it doesn't matter if you competed live or online. And like you said, Janice, there's still a lot of competition, but once you have that title, you're still getting out there. You're making a difference. You're, doing community service, working to make a positive difference. So that's great. But the rest of you ladies, what do you think?
Hi, this is Stacey. I wanted to say that I have met some of the most amazing women online through online pageantry. I was very lucky because Kristina was actually my queen in classic beauty, but I have women that I'm friends with, that I talk to regularly, that I've never met, and I met them through online pageantry. And those are sisterhoods that you would get whether you were live or not. And I think that that's really important, because at the end of the day, it's all about building relationships, and that's what we want to do.
I agree with Stacey. That's how I met Stephanie, and I met a lot of women from that pageant system, and we do support each other.
Absolutely. And I can tell you, oh my goodness, the support that I get from sister queens is incredible. It's incredible. And oftentimes it's more than I get from, my own family members. So it's that sisterhood. It's that automatic bond. It's just, we're supportive of one another. Yeah, I think it's fabulous. Whether you're competing live or, online, you still have that sisterhood.
Well, one of the major differences is the actual competition itself, of course. So, I mean, there's a lot of similarities. You're still getting a title, you're still competing, you have the sisterhood, but it's how you compete. You're not on a stage. You're writing essays. It's all about the interview at that point. There's no on-stage work, so essentially your entire winning or not winning is all up to you and whatever is the interview, be it an essay or questions, stuff like that.
I agree with Heather. Mine was it was a huge, I would say more than a bio, an essay. And like Janice says, you know what, you can write the best essay ever, and somebody could come in there and, who is far better than you are at writing and speaking, and come kick your rear end right out of there. So she's right. It could be just as fierce on, doing it online, is it? Because she's right. We don't see that. Just like if we were to be, at a real pageant where we're together with everybody, you don't see their interview just as they don't see your bio or your essay. So she's right. It could be just as fierce and just as scary.
Yeah.
I think the only difference is we're not out on stage, so we don't have that bundle of nerves going, oh my gosh, we got to go out there. I think we're a little more calmer because we can do it at home, or we can go someplace at our leisure and do it.
Well, let me ask you ladies this. Do you feel like you have less invested if you are competing online? Do you feel like...
No.
Okay.
No.
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 Same anxiety.
He would totally disagree.
I have to disagree on that one, actually, because when I compete, like physically, you have to pay travel, you have to pay dresses, you have to pay makeup, hair, consulting. Sometimes you get even training. But when you compete online, because I competed when I was sick and I was, basically bedridden with cancer. So the great thing about that is I didn't have to travel. I could use all my hard work and photos and stuff like that and still get to compete from one place. So that was a definite price difference.
Absolutely.
So I think that is a financial commitment, and the shift is over when you're in an online pageant to a different kind of commitment. Because when I did Classic Beauty, it was an achievement portfolio. And and I wanted to do a scrapbook because I wanted it to be beautiful, and I had never done scrapbooking before, and I spent so much time learning how to do that, putting everything together. So it's a different kind of commitment sometimes, I think.
Right, absolutely. Well, let me quick ask you ladies. Now I've heard like the scrapbook, sometimes a bio, an essay, submitting photos. I know I've also heard that in some systems it is also community service. Am I missing anything that you ladies competed in? Any areas to win your online titles?
Sometimes there are talent competitions.
Yes, I had to do talent too.
How
And
do
I
you
had
do
to
that?
do talent and modeling.
Paper? How is that done?
I submitted poetry to one.
Okay.
Which what would you ask again? I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry, Denise. Go ahead.
Yeah, I submitted poetry to an online pageant I did years ago, and I was able to win the talent competition because talent, you don't have to like perform or anything. Just gotta like do poetry, do writing, do like even like quilting.
Oh, that's so interesting. Now, what if somebody wanted to dance? Is in the talent portion? Is that something where you could submit?
You can do it on YouTube. You can submit it digitally. I know for our system, I do have a talent optional, and so they can send it in, and as long as it's them, it'll be judged, you know, just like a regular talent without them actually having to be on a stage or travel.
Well, that's great. I'm learning so much already.
Mine was easy. All I had to do was put my baton costume on and go out and pose in different baton, you know, poses out on my deck. So that was pretty easy.
You know, real quick, Stephanie, I've had conversation with queens before. As a person, I've never competed, and I never will claim that I have. But to us, and we see you with crowns on, you're queens to us, whether you're online, former queen, queen from 2000. We see the sash, we see the crown. To the public, you're queens. You know, and it's still a matter of how you handle yourself, and you're doing great work. So it's like, it's pressure that it seems like you're putting on yourselves, because I consider you queens. So, I mean, however you made it, I think it's great. I know many people have different circumstances in their lives, and, you know, they just can't make it to compete, but I still think you're still queens. You're doing great things. You're working in your community, and you're making it's a good thing. I think what you're doing is definitely a good thing.
Well, that's the thing that was mentioned earlier. Once you have a crown on, people actually listen to you.
Sure.
So you can get your platform across, and I found that to be so true. So I was very happy once, you know, my whole platform is to keep animals out of kill shelters. And, you know, I've been able to do that with my pageant. We raise money for it, for diva dogs. And people actually, they do. You can go out to the shelters, and they will welcome you with open arms, because they know people will gravitate toward you.
That's correct.
Right.
And they
with our wallets open.
Yes.
And that's what it's all about.
And I know that for me, like, one of the things that I always do is I look at the crowns. I hate saying that, but I gravitate toward the prettiest and the most bling, and then I go, okay, can I fit into this pageant? Is it something that I want to represent? Is it something that will get people's attention? Because, you know, that's part of it. You want to be able to have a way. I always say that my crown is my microphone. It really lets me say what I want to say, and people will go, oh, where did you get that? Oh, that has that on this. Oh, I like that.
It's your shining star.
Yeah.
I mean, because our eyes go right to it.
Right? Exactly. Right. Well, we all love the bling. We all love the crowns. You gotta love your crown, right? If you're gonna wear it for the next year.
Boy, no kidding.
Absolutely.
Well, and I like being able to tell people how I won. So instead of I got on stage, because there's still stigma,
yes,
you know, with pageantry. And so it is nice with online systems, you can tell them exactly how you won. You know, oh, well, I submitted an essay and it was chosen as, say, the best essay.
Right, absolutely. And you know, it's 2013. Look at how much stuff is done online. You know, it's everything.
Look at us.
So exactly. Right. You know, so I expect even more online systems to, be popping up. But Rachel, I think you have the next question for our guests.
Yeah, this is for the group as well, and it's what are the benefits of competing online? What do you think?
You don't have to leave your house.
Price tag is definitely a big one. I have 3 children, so I can't be spending, a couple grand to go across country to compete. Sorry, Stacey, I can't come to Florida. But
sorry.
I'll stay here in sunny California, I think. But so I think price tag is definitely,
Yeah. For me, I can personally say, can you hear me?
Yes, yeah. We can hear you.
That, 20 years ago, I competed in Ms. Pennsylvania America, and I came in as first runner-up. And I never competed again because it was, like you said, very expensive. So I happened to come across this pageant while looking for a crown for my dog. I talked about that a little bit earlier. Beautiful crown. And
we can show that crown for your dog.
Oh my God, I love this crown.
No, your crown for your dog too. We see that one. We can see that one.
Okay,
we love mom. I just love that.
But I was looking for a crown for my dog, and I just happened to find.
Oh, that's cute.
That's such a gorgeous crown. I want that. How can I get that? This is an online pageant. Let me know more about this. And so I actually looked into it, and I said, "Oh, I want to do this. This is great." And you know what happened? It gave me confidence when I won. It gave me confidence. I'm going to enter the Miss New Jersey America pageant next year. So, and that's on stage. So I didn't have that
for you. Good for you.
Or to do this until I won this crown, and now I'm really anxious and happy to go out and do this next year. And I'm not a young chick, okay? I have daughters that are probably some of your ages here. So I'm very excited to try to even compete with women.
Oh, good for you. It gave you confidence to go back.
It really
That's a good point.
I think the whole point of pageants, be it online or on stage, is to see how you can better yourself every time you compete, and just see if you can get better, get bigger titles, improve your confidence, so you can project yourself better, and that step of competition you take.
Yeah.
Good for you. I applaud you all.
You gotta do it, Pam. Come on.
Well, you know what? We've talked about that
Seriously.
before. I look at you guys in a different light. I look at you guys like that's the person that's saying, "Oh, look at the pageant queen over there. Look at the pageant queen." So and you know what? I parallel competing in pageants to being an athlete. Essentially, you guys are athletes to me. You're just a different type an athlete, and I've been an athlete my whole life, so I understand competition. Not to say I understand what you're doing, but to me it's very parallel, and I've told Stephanie that before. I find it to be very parallel.
Right. I think that you grow so much. I mean, that's the one thing that I love about it is that it does build confidence, and it absolutely, especially if you've never done a pageant before, an online pageant is a really great way to put your toes in and say, is this okay? Or if you did one years ago and it didn't go well, this is a really great way for you to economically be able to share who you are, what your story is, and start something that you've never done before.
I have a question for you, though. One thing you have to admit, anybody's competed on stage, is the opportunity because there's people sitting in the audience. Do you find that there's any people, approach you for opportunities being an online queen and title holder? I like to say title holders because title holders are working and making charity, so title holders. So have you had any opportunities, any doors open for you?
Kristina can answer that.
Oh my goodness.
I have.
So, Stacy knew a ton of people, and one of the things she was involved in was Relay for Life. And in Capel, she and one of her sister queens, had arranged for all queens of all systems. So it was online pageants, it was live pageants, it was queens from ages from, 4 or 6 up to 40-something. and we all were part of the Relay for Life celebration and placed a sash on each survivor that had come to the walk. Because of Stacy, I was invited to sing the national anthem at
wow.
Wow.
So, and this is another inspiration. I mean, the people that I've come in contact with are the inspiration for the things that I do. That's part of the reason the Queen Circle magazine was born, because it's about who you talk to and who you meet and how you network and how you treat the queens that you interact with, because you can either share your opportunities with them and they'll share back, or you can hold it all in and probably end up missing out yourself by doing that. But I didn't find more opportunities through live pageants over online pageants as much as it was who is behind the pageant and who do you meet through the system, because that's what makes a huge difference.
I agree. I actually think like it's really important to also for like self-marketing you and your title and your platform. So it doesn't matter what title you have. It's all about how you kind of put yourself out there and say, hey, I'm, you know, if I, with my new title, Miss Heartshine, it could be exactly the same as me saying when I was Miss Pennsylvania USA Ambassador. I just have to go out and be like, hey, this is my title, I'm looking to volunteer for you, and most people are very open to taking you up on that. So that's how I feel about that.
Oh yeah, you're all over the web. You have she has her own magazine. You're getting ready. You just launched it, correct? Also.
Yeah, it's I just finished with layout, so I have to do editing, and then it's going to be launched. So.
Very exciting. Very exciting.
Yes, a lot of work.
And Kristina, I bet you'd agree with that. A lot of work.
Right. I think everything to do with pageantry is a lot of work.
Right. Yeah. To do it right. Yes.
Yeah, to do it right. You're right.
Exactly. Well, now, ladies, I know that you're all involved, and some of you a little bit differently than others, holding online titles or running online systems, and of course, 2 of you having online magazines. But I just want to give you a moment to talk a little bit about your involvement and why you chose to become involved online in online pageantry, whether it be the system, the magazine, or being a title holder. So
I got involved because I wanted to do something to raise my self-confidence, and I'm still learning new things along the way 12 years later after my first pageant. And I've had some slip-ups, but I've only been encouraged to get better and better every time.
Well, that's wonderful, and I so agree with you, Denise. I think pageantry in any form helps improve your confidence, and it helps you to be the best you that you can be. Absolutely.
Yes, but for me personally, it's still kind of like hard out there because I do not have the support of my family doing pageants. They think I should like be on stage and do like a real pageant, and because it makes it that much harder for me to like. Inside, I gotta confess because doesn't feel as easy for me because Arizona, I have trouble finding opportunities and all that.
Yeah, we've actually had Pageant Live shows about that. I'll launch one to you, how they deal with it and things, you know, how the different title holders deal with that. That's one thing we try to do is we try to talk about different topics and different things that people are going through so we can learn from each other. That's what it's all about, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And Denise, you're not alone. I can tell you that we've come in contact with a lot of title holders over the last year, and you know, not all of them have the support of their family. And you need to do what's right for you, and you know, keep moving forward. And if it's giving you confidence and opportunities, you know, go for it.
Denise, I just want to, can I say really quickly that, you know, I've heard all kinds of things. Oh, what kind of pageant? Oh, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
How old are you now? That's ridiculous. Why are you doing that? It's not Miss America. It's not Miss USA. It doesn't count.
Yeah.
You know what? But I have to go back. I don't let anyone say stuff like that without with a comeback. And my comeback is, well, there's a lot of women that do these. You might not know them all, but what makes them any better than me? Are you saying they're better than me?
Listen,
I have an opportunity and I will do it too.
You know what? Someone said that to me when I actually did not finish my bachelor's degree until I was 48. And they're like, what do you need that for? It has opened so many doors. And you're right. I was like, hey, I want it and I'm getting it.
That's right.
You know?
Good for you. That's right.
I mean, it's the same thing. You guys are opening doors in different ways. Networking.
Yeah.
Right.
Janice, I have to agree with you that was one of the things when I started doing online pageants. I started doing them in 2004, and I would have, I mean, and I'm a plus size woman too, so I was coming across 2 different stigmas. And people would be like, where did you get that? Did you buy it? Oh, why are you doing this? And my whole thing was, I'm just as good as a size 4. And I have won live pageants with a size 4 standing next to me. It doesn't change who I am or how effective I am or what I do. And I want to represent the American woman, and this is what I do.
Wait a minute, Stacey, did you buy your crown? Is that what they were asking?
People ask me, oh, where did you buy that? What store did you get it at? Oh, that sash is so cute. Where did you get it? It's happened more than once.
Wow. And see, that's just people are uninformed, unaware, have no idea. And if people actually knew what is involved in pageantry and what people go through to compete online, live, whatever, I mean, there's no way they'd say that. They just have no clue.
Yeah, you also shouldn't take it personal, because when I was an Miss Earth title holder, I got asked, is it your birthday, right after I gave a speech at the Earth Festival. So it happens.
They asked you if it was your birthday? You should have, yes, it is, actually.
Well, you know, I have to agree with the other one that had cancer. I have cancer. And, you know, it's really tough to go out there, and especially in a swimsuit, and compete up against some of those girls that have, you know, whatever you want to call it, lifestyle and fitness, physically fit. You know, I can compete, and I can interview, I can evening gown, you know, I can dance, I can do anything that you've asked me to do on stage, but if I come out in a swimsuit, I'm going to lose it. I'm going to lose it right there, only because I am not healthy, and you can tell by looking at me that I'm not, especially in a swimsuit. Aerobic wear might be, you know, a little bit different, but then again, I've also been a pageant judge. So I'm looking at it now on both ends of the spectrum. And you know what? I would never, ever, if I saw somebody's bio, and if they were sick and whether or not I was sick, I would never judge them on being ill. That's not fair. That's not right.
That was actually Ashley, and she was in her 20s.
That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was in her 20s when she had cancer. She's offline right now, but she was a very young woman.
I'm back.
Well, you competed when you had cancer, right? You're in your 20s, correct?
Yes, I'm 26 years old. I competed when I was 25 because for Miss titles, you know, you gotta be that young. And personally, I felt I wanted to compete and try to get a national title while I was still within the Miss age. And it was my last year to compete. And my biggest reason I want to share with you guys is I lost 100 pounds on my own.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, when I was between 16 to 19 years old. So I really wanted to have a pageant title and show people, you know, if you're a heavy girl and you're in high school, you know, you can lose weight and become a pageant holder, pageant title holder. You know, you can do anything. So
good for you.
That's great.
Absolutely. That's wonderful. You know, Ashley, let me ask you, you also have your own online system, is that correct?
Yes, I do. This is the first year. It's the 4th year I've had a pageant of my own. It's always had a live pageant, but I've extended it to international level. So state levels and like country titles are at large, which is like mail-in pageants. But then there is a national live pageant for everyone in Jacksonville, Florida.
So as a director, do you have what is the areas of competition?
The areas of competition I've done in the past was interview, their presence, they would introduce themselves, their speaking ability, and also their modeling walk. I never had a bathing suit competition because I just don't personally endorse that.
What about your online pageant? Same thing?
With online pageants, they send in their top 10 life achievements, and states are first come, first serve at this point.
But you look through them and read through what they've submitted and things like that, correct?
Oh yes, definitely. And everybody I encourage to be an ambassador. And there's a handbook that it's really set up like a really well pageant. There's a handbook that explains what we expect from pageant holders, and what they're expected to do while they hold their title.
Well, that's wonderful. What is the name of your online system? The name of your system?
Well, it's Miss Sweetest, so it's Miss Sweetest States, and I call it Miss Sweetest International because that's the final round.
So wait a minute. But did you hear that? So do you actually, you expect your title holders to go out and make appearances? Do you assist them in making appearances, or do you say go ahead and find in your community and let me know how many appearances you're doing? How does that work?
I offer a free state entry to girls that want to, and anyone who takes a free state entry is expected to be ambassador, which means you make a minimum of 4 appearances. And I offer tons of help for all the girls. I create badges. I help network. I'm constantly sending them connections in their area. I'm very involved with the girls in the community.
So it's one thing, Stephanie, like you've always said, I've heard consistently with the queens, the director is very important in your success. So, Rachel, what do you do? Because you have online also.
Yeah, I agree with that. I also help them with volunteer ideas. I also like to go with them because all of mine are pretty local to me. So I tell them, you know, hey, I'm going here this weekend or here that weekend, and that they can join me. And then from there, they can make their connections as well. I've had a few that also made their own appearances too without me. So that's kind of awesome because it makes me feel like I've inspired them.
Good for you. Who was the other director, online director?
Heather.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Heather also?
Yeah. Basically for us, any help that they want, we give them. Right now, my Mrs. Accomplished American is in Maine. She has hers completely under control. And then I have my Miss Accomplished American in New York. And then any local girls that want to do it, I will take them myself as a director, just like a traditional would, and find them appearances. But mostly I tell them, you know, go to your Chamber of Commerce. If you have any problems, I'll write you informal letters, stuff like that.
How about you, Janice?
Well, basically, ours is a new system. It starts tomorrow, actually. I can actually show you. This is the winning sash. It's Miss Sapphire USA.
Ooh, pretty.
And what we do basically is I help to find opportunities for the winners because we have local titles that you can hold with local crown, and then we also have, of course, the winners in different categories up to age 24, and it starts age 0. But I help them to find opportunities depending on where they live, but we also, of course, encourage them to go out and find opportunities as well.
And once again, we did a pageant live on that. It's on the pageant tips as far as like finding sponsors and finding appearances. Some great information. Remember, it's like it's from like 8 different queens in different areas how they network to find appearances.
And Kristina, let's ask you. Now, you just came out with the very first issue of the Queen's Circle. Yay!
Yay! Who was on that front cover? Take it back.
I believe that was Stephanie. Oh, you guys want to see the cover? Let me show you.
Let's see it.
Here it is.
There she is. Oh, the dog is even barking. Yay!
I know. Jake is so happy. I'm so sorry. Oh,
That's great.
Well, now, Kristina,
He thinks you're cute, Stephanie.
yeah.
Stephanie.
Well, my dog's listening to your dog bark, and her ears are peeking up, and I don't want her to bark.
I'm so sorry. Jake had to say hi. Hush, man.
That's okay.
I'm gonna mute for a second, I guess. When he
It's
gets
okay,
done.
honey. She's looking.
Got
She can't believe
excited.
it.
Got very.
Stephanie, you have a canine fan base also.
I love dogs. He knows it. I love dogs. Well, Kristina, what made you to just decide to start the Queen's Circle?
So, several
Can you guys
things.
see this one?
Oh, we get to see another puppy. Let's see.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, because I can't see my computer and see you guys too. So, one thing I had done years ago was start splashandsparkle.com, which was a website for pageant people, and it had just everything from competition, how help to appearances help to queens. One of the things that I did was recognize queens on a page called the Queen Circle. And you could send in your title and your name and your picture, and it would be on there. And then when you click the picture, it had a bigger bio. And that was something that I did for a while. But it was a lot of effort to put together, and I've kind of taken on some other things. And so when I started a new project recently, I actually put out a pageant preparation ebook. And when I did that, I really enjoyed it, and I was going to write a book that helped people do the things that you guys are talking about, how to get appearances, you know, all those things. And because I enjoy the artwork so much more, I decided to make it a magazine. And because magazines are very expensive to produce, it's an online magazine. So, you know, anybody can go on there, and in every issue there will be tips on how to make appearances. There'll be regular features. Plus, then we will, in the May issue, talk about how we're going to bring back the online Queen Circle, so that queens have more places to be recognized.
Wonderful.
Some of us are in places and have connections and networks where we can pretty easily get recognition and keep our schedules full. And some of us have to work a lot harder at it.
Sure.
So,
Right. Yep.
You could be in a remote location, you know?
Exactly. If you're far away from your director, or you're in a state or a part of a state. I read something from a queen in the Silicon Valley area in California, and she said, I can't just go out and wear my crown. People make fun of me terribly, you know? And I can see that, you know, in a tech-strong area, that might not be the best place. Whereas if you live in a little suburb, you're going to go to the community festivals, put your crown on, and even if you're not the special guest, people are going to flock to you.
Oh, isn't that funny? We're going to have a PhD.
That's too bad for her, because I live right down the road. We're in a huge, our own Silicon Valley here. Nike's right down the road. We have 6 Intels. I've never, ever, ever had a problem with anyone telling me, hey, you don't belong here, you're out of place. We've got more beauty queens in this area you can shake a stick at. I've been welcomed with open arms. I've never had any problem. That I find that really unusual for her.
Well, that could be regional.
Except that, exactly, it's very regional. In Texas, being a
they're
pageant
all over
queen
the place, yeah.
In Texas, being a pageant queen is like being a high school football player.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it's very well accepted. It's very widely accepted. And in Houston and Dallas areas, I mean, pageant queens are thick on the ground. But there are some other states where it's not the same way, and regions and areas. So I've never had a problem. I probably would never have a problem. It's just not my nature to let people give me a problem. But I think some people do.
Right? Texas.
One of the things that I want the Queen Circle to do is, one, every pageant is equal in this. Every queen is equal. Everything that you do is valued. And so and I hope that some people will find ways to connect with more queens, and honestly, the more sisters, rhinestone sisters, that you gather as you go, the more you can do, whether you have a big cause that you're promoting or whether you're really just about, you know, going out there and having women be more confident.
Good for you. Do you know, Kristina, some of the most accomplished women I've ever met have been in pageantry.
Yeah.
The people who come on Pageant Live, I am just awed. Their life story, what they have accomplished, what they are looking to accomplish. It blows me away. And in fact, we want to have a PhD Mensa Pageant Live show. And it will fill up. Correct, Stephanie?
Oh, yes. Absolutely.
To show them. And these women are smart, accomplished. I even thought to make it a single one. Maybe it was for singles only.
Okay. I'm game.
Sounds good. I'm in.
You are number one. We'll let you host it, girlfriend.
Well, now, Rachel, let me ask you, because I know you're not only a title holder, but you're also coming out with your own magazine. But tell us what sparked your interest in creating an online magazine? And when it comes out, where will we be able to find it?
Okay, I have modeled for 3 years. Now I'm a petite model, so I do like print modeling, and have always just kind of been interested in being in a magazine, but I don't have the usual like stats as models out there. So why I started the online magazine is to let real people be shown. So you don't have to be a standard model. I just want to be able to showcase your heart, how you photograph, the art of other photographers, hair and makeup artists, just kind of make it a place that people can feel like they fit in and they can do it, feel good. So that's the whole spark of True Heart Magazine. And it's being published through MadCloud, so it's actually going to be print and online.
Oh,
and
wow.
so, yeah, so whenever I get it launched, there will be a link that I will show on my Facebook page, True Heart Blog.
Well, that sounds wonderful.
Yes.
And ladies, I think Rachel has one more question for you.
Yes, I have. You guys kind of answered this, but if you hadn't, jump in. But what are your accomplishments as a title holder, or your online system, your magazine? Can you tell me a little bit more about what you've accomplished with this?
Well, I started a charity when I first started my pageantry system. I started Gardens, which spells out growing awareness regarding diet and exercise by nurturing seeds that fight childhood obesity. And I also started my own social group that grew into a marketing and events company and into my pageant called Candy Models, which also spells out something, because I like doing that. It spells out caring, attractive, notable, determinate youth, motivating others, and demonstrating excellent leadership skills. And I'm going on to make a blog, and I get paid for my blog posts, and just so many things have happened from pageantry. I think it's great. And you guys are doing great. I love being involved with you guys, but I'm going to say good night. You guys are awesome.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye.
So what I did was I took all of my locks and I shaved them all off for St. Baldrick's last year. And if some of you don't know what that is, it's a worldwide foundation for children who have cancer, and you shave your head in solidarity to show them that it's okay to be bald. And so this is the remnants left because I chose to go bald all summer long. I didn't choose to just shave my head. I choose to remain bald to help them feel better and to feel good. And then pretty soon it started feeling pretty good because it was too hot. And I'm going to do it again June 8th.
That is so great.
Really?
I got involved recently with the Fairy Godmothers program, volunteering that helps young girls, underprivileged girls, find dresses and accessories for prom. As a matter of fact, I referred Rachel to the program.
Yes, you did.
It. Yes.
Yeah, it was great. Thank you so much for that.
You are welcome. And I'm always glad to learn something new, like new volunteering. I'm always open for new opportunities. And I just launched my new platform called Rock You, basically a self-confidence building program. It basically helps people build confidence, like overcome like adversity, different challenges.
That's wonderful.
Thank you.
Okay, I've done so many things I really can't think of any of them right now, but I'm not bragging, I really just have mom brain. But my system, I mentor young ladies, and I have just a special place in my heart for anyone who's plus size, because usually they're the ones thinking, I can't do this, and I'm the one going, no, here, come to me. I will get a crown and sash on your head. I will show you that you can do this. Your size means nothing to me. And so I've really gotten to, you know, work with ladies of all shapes and sizes and ages. I don't have an age limit for our program, and just mentor them, and we award them for their accomplishments and their achievements in life.
All right, let's see the little one he wants on camera. Yeah, come on, grab him up here. We can hear him.
Oh, no, he's just playing with the camera that shows me where the babysitter has to go soon. He doesn't actually want on camera. He's just sitting next to me.
Well, I can jump in there, and Stephanie knows, I'm with the system that promotes also seatbelt safety, because so many lives are lost each year with people who don't wear their seatbelt, who will get ejected from the vehicle. So, it's also part of my whole platform, besides the, protecting animals from being in kill shelters, is also to promote seatbelt awareness.
Yay, Janice! Woo!
Hey! Good for you. I'm a 4-time car wreck victim, and I just got hit again, and my truck totaled, and my damage this time are my eyes.
Oh my goodness.
So good for you.
Thank you.
Kristina?
Did you have your seatbelt on?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, you better believe I did.
Excellent. Yay.
So one of the first things I did after winning a national title was to create an event called Nostalgia for the Cure, and I actually had guest singers and myself, and we actually put on a concert. A local radio DJ came and was our MC, and we raised about $3,000 for the American Cancer Society.
Wow.
And had a great time and some great publicity. And that happened through the help of Sister Queens. All my involvement with Relay for Life back when Stacy was here and in the area and doing the Compel Relay for Life. Now, actually this year, I am for the first time on the planning committee for a Relay for Life, the one here in Las Colinas where I live. So, and then of course all my other projects, flashandsparkle.com, the Pageant Webmaster. I am actually the webmaster. That name came from I am actually the webmaster for the United America Pageant. The list just goes. My book, Picture Your Way to the Crown, the magazine, thequeencircle.com. So I have just got my fingers all in it. And
wow.
I don't want to take all the time, but I'm just going to back up and say, the reason that I did pageants when I was a teenager, the Junior Miss and the Miss America system and the Miss USA system. Texas is very competitive. It's very difficult to even win a city title here.
Yes.
But I loved it. I enjoyed it. But when my mother passed away after a 10-year battle with cancer, I needed to fill time. I needed my spirits lifted. I needed women friends. I needed a network. And I got them all through pageantry. And so, yes, I was motivated to do things, and I knew the title would help. But I have gotten so much more than I have ever given back, and I've put in a lot. So I just want to encourage anyone that wants to get involved, especially we've been talking about online pageantry. If you're intimidated by all the things you have to buy, start with an online pageant. It is amazing. It is amazing opportunities that you have.
I agree.
I guess this is my turn. I'm starting to get a little emotional because my legacy are my queens. Kristina got into classic beauty, and I got to see her grow and become somebody new and exciting, and all of the things that she's done. When I originally got into an online pageant, I started looking online for different things to get involved in, and the thing that really stuck out to me was Queen for a Day. And Queen for a Day is title holders that go and host events for children that are going through cancer treatments, and each little girl gets a makeover from a pageant queen, and then she gets crowned queen over her illness. The intent was that previous title holders would give up the extra crowns that they had, and I can tell you that I've given every crown that I've ever won to a cancer survivor, because I'm a 16-year, 3-time cancer survivor, and I wanted to make a difference in my community. I wanted to change people's lives, and I know that outside of the money that we've raised with Relay for Life and Team in Training with the Leukemia Lymphoma Society, probably somewhere between $500,000 and $1 million through efforts that my friends and I have raised all together, and what we've done all together. And that's a legacy that I know I'm going to live with forever. And the people that I've met and the things that I've done are innumerable. And I'm so proud to wear a crown and so proud to be able to have these people in my life.
You should be. Good for you. I did that with one of my crowns, only at our relay. We call it Miss Relay, but it's not what you think it is. It's not us females dressing up. It's guys in drag, and they have to have a talent. They have to have a name. I generally judge that and MC it, and let me tell you, that's really hard not to stand up there and laugh at them.
It's become a national thing now. We did it here in Florida, too.
Isn't that fun?
Yeah, yeah.
Good for you, sweetie.
You too.
Thank you.
All right, should we do a quick wrap up? Just tell who you are, quickly what your platform is, and where we can reach you at. So let's start with Cindi.
I'm Cindi Luther. My platform will always be Relay for Life, ACS, and I'm in Aloha, Oregon. And I can be found on Facebook.
Just Cindi Luther, but you're Cindi, right?
Correct. And it's Elite Beauty USA 2012.
Okay, Denise?
I'm Denise Williams, and I'm Elite Beauty USA National Title Holder 2012, and also today's American Woman Curvy Miss National Ambassador. You can find me all over Facebook at Arizona's Royal Rock Star and Rock U. That's rock at the letter U, because we are all rock stars. We just gotta let it out.
That's right. Heather?
Sorry, I wouldn't unmute. Heather Clark, Mrs. Spirit of Global United. Check out globalunited.com, right, Stacey? And I also have my own program, the Accomplished American Program.webs.com. And my platform is Pink Heels, Pink Fire Trucks.
And Janice?
Hi, okay, I'm Janice Celeste, and you can find me on Facebook as Janice Robinson-Celeste. And you can, and I'm with let me get it right, Ms. Pageant Gal US, and you can find my platform is to keep animals out of kill shelters. You can find us at Diva Dog Pageants on Facebook. Just search Diva Dog Pageants. You can also find about our online pageant at Miss Sapphire USA, and that's also on Facebook. We're everywhere.
Kristina?
Awesome. So I'm Kristina Rowe. My platform has been many times celebrate women with yourself. And the best way to find me is going to be you go to thequeencircle.com. That way you can look at the magazine and you can click through to the Queen Circle Facebook page and you can find me from there.
Perfect. Stacey?
Hi, I am Stacey Sharrow Simpson. I'm the classic Miss Spirit of Global United. I'm also the classic Mrs. Florida Global United because I'm actually decided to do the live pageant as well. You can find us at www.globalunited.com. If you're looking for me personally, I'm in Miami, Florida, but you can always find me on Facebook, Stacey Sharrow Simpson, Classic Beauty at msn.com. Thanks, guys.
All right, Stephanie.
I'm Stephanie McGrane again, and I'm International Super Ms. And I just want to let everyone know, especially teen drivers, according to Toyota, teen drivers are 86% of teen drivers have admitted to texting using the cell phone while driving. I just want to say, put that cell phone down, wait until you arrive, make sure you're buckled up, arrive alive, and then you can get on that phone. Teens are 4 times more likely to get into a car crash while using their phone versus an adult. So be safe. It is not worth it. That text can wait, that phone call can wait. Wait just a few minutes till you arrive at your destination, then you can talk, then you can text. Also, we are looking for delegates for America's Super Pageant, which will be held in Hamilton, Montana, June 21st through the 23rd. Please find us on Facebook. Check us out at americasuperpageant.com. You can find me, Stephanie McGrane, on Facebook. If you have questions about America's Super Pageant, please shoot me a message. I'd love to share my experiences with you. You can also find Bree Heron, my sister queen, America's Super Miss, on Facebook. I know she'd be more than happy to share about her year as well. And Pam, I'll shoot it to you.
I want to thank you. I want to thank you very much, Stephanie, for once again, always for hosting or co-hosting. Rachel, thank you very much for hosting. I want to give a big shout out to Takesha, who's in the hospital, our Pageants, Paul, Mario. Who else do we have? I'm forgetting someone. Oh no, Patrick, of course, Jack, and all our pageants that are following us. We appreciate everyone. We appreciate everyone viewing. And it's to you, Rachel. Thank you, everyone.
Well, again, I'm Rachel Reynolds, the National Miss Heartshine, and my platform is enriching lives through volunteering. I believe that each of us have gifts, talents, and interests that can make a difference today. And I believe that if we all do this, it'll start in our communities, our states, it'll grow to our nation, and hopefully the world. So remember to shine on, and you can find me at facebook.com/trueheartblog, and we'll all see you next time.
And Rachel, thanks so much for hosting tonight. Ladies, it was so wonderful having all of you. Pamela, thank you for Pageant Live for having this for us. And please join us again next Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as we share our best and most informative pageant tips with you. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night. Good night.